Okay, so this week, because I have the Rockler T-Track Table up here, this is mainly going to be used for an assembly cart. So as a result, I want to use all this space for drawers and shallow drawers for bolts and nuts and screws and everything that I would use for assembling stuff on top here or putting it together. So the first thing I need to do is measure all my inside dimensions here so that I know what to do and how many drawers I can put in and what I can make. So that's what I'm going to do right now. The top. I'm going to put some sides in here so that my bottom plate of the drawer, my bottom piece of the drawer, will be much wider, and that will actually run on the rails inside there. And I'm going to make the drawers a little bit shorter than full length here. I have 24 inches I can work with. I'm going to make them about 22.5 so that I have 2.5 inches of that board sticking in there, so that when I pull the drawer out, I can pull it all the way out and still have it, you know, sitting in there and locked in so it's not going to fall out. So I can look at everything that's inside that drawer. And 24 is a lot of space back there for a drawer. So this is what I have, and this is what I'm going to work with.
The first part of cutting is going to involve taking all of the side pieces, cutting them out from the MDF. Now I have 4 different sizes that I have to make because I have 2 different sizes for the drawer sides and fronts. Then I have 2 different sizes for the rails that go inside the cabinet that form the dado for the bottom of the drawers to ride on. Now I like to use MDF for the sides because it's easy to work with, it ends up pretty smooth, easy to sand, and it holds together very well and quite durable. I have some drawers that are over 20 years old out of MDF and work just fine. Now the bottoms themselves are actually out of 1/2-inch plywood, and I don't really have any cutting video of that, but I already cut those to size, and they're a little bit oversized, so they fit directly inside the grooves formed by these 1/2-inch MDF side pieces. So as I finish up here, we head on over to...
So here we are. I made all my cuts. These are all the drawer sides here. I haven't made the finished cuts on them yet. I'm going to wait till I get the bottoms laid out. These are the side pieces that are going to go inside the cabinet, nailed to the sidewall, glued and nailed. And these are going to create the grooves to where the bottom of the drawer is going to fit. Okay, so here are all of my drawer bottoms right here. And here's one. And they will slide in, and they will be held in place by sides here, and these sides will also be used as bumpers here to stop the drawers when they come in. And of course the drawers will be the same size here. They will stop at a little bit before we get all the way to the back. So I'll probably have the drawers so they can slide out about this far. I'll probably have 2 or 3 inches back here that will remain inside so that I can pull the drawer all the way out, look at everything that's in it, and then slide it back in. So that's where we're sitting at here. All the bottoms set to go. All I gotta do is start making the drawers.
The rails that go inside the cabinets all are screwed to the side of the cabinet, and I pre-drilled them and countersunk them on both sides. When you use a screw in MDF, it has a tendency to pull it out around the screw and separate the pieces. So this countersink on both sides will prevent that and keep the screws flush. The rails that go in the cabinet are spaced by using the bottom of the drawers to create the dado. Then I used cards sliding them in to give me a little bit more room so the drawers slide a little easier. Once that's set up, 3 screws hold the rail in place, and in this particular thing I did not use any glue. I didn't see that it was necessary. Drawer assembly begins with the base, where the sides are nailed and glued to it, 1/2-inch reveal on each side and 2.5 from the back. Then the front and the back pieces are also glued and nailed into the drawer. The front piece is put on afterwards when the drawers are ready to go inside the cabinet. Now that I have the drawers done, I can go ahead and put them inside the cabinet. All of my spaces work quite well with the drawer bottoms using the card method for spacing. Now the front plates are also put on using the card method. I use the same number of cards, in this case business cards, on each side of the drawer to evenly space them apart. Now the cards could also be used on the side, but in this case I just eyeballed it and got the drawer about center. Once it's located correctly, I use the clamps to hold the drawer in place so I can remove the cards and slide the drawer out. Now, one of the reasons that I have to slide the drawer out is I have to attach the drawer to the face, which I do from the inside using 2 screws. Notice the front plate of the drawers already have all the holes drilled for the handles that go onto it. Once the screws are locked into place, the drawer face now stays put. Now, before I remove the clamps, I go ahead and finish drilling out the holes for the handles. And this just finishes it up inside the drawer frame itself. From there, I can remove the clamps, and then the handles are put on from the inside. That way I have a bolt going through that holds the drawer face on, and I have 2 screws that hold the drawer face on. So in this case, as you can see, I didn't use any glue on them either. Now here's just a quick way of showing you how quickly this can go, or just a complete process. Now the top drawer, you can't do the same method because you have to be able to pull the drawer out and put clamps on it, which is kind of tough when they're fit in set like this. So I actually built the top drawer already in the same location where I'm building this drawer, and the top drawer is finished. But once this drawer is done, then I can just go ahead and slide the top one right into place, and most likely it will be squared up and spaced out correctly. What little errors there may be can be rectified with some sandpaper or just slight adjustments on the screws. This is one of the reasons you want to leave the screw holes just slightly larger so that you can make that adjustment. And here the top goes into place.
Okay, so as you can see, I got all the drawers in and everything worked out well. Drawers slide relatively easy. Plywood bottom in between the MDF sides with 3 or 4 cards I use for distance. So they slide pretty good. I have plenty of room. You approve? Plenty of room for my sanding equipment here, and my screws for my Craig's pocket hole screws, and extra handles and things. So I was able to organize this pretty good. I even have one drawer here with all of my bolts, and I have a whole bunch of these little boxes that have that I can put bolts in and stuff. Yeah, I could. All right, he likes it. Can you tell it's supper time? So everything worked out well. Here I have some biscuits here, and I got some bench cookies that go up here. So I like having all these drawers. This extra weight really gives this thing a solid feel. Once these wheels are locked down, this thing doesn't go anyplace. So any work that I do on top is nice and solid. No movement at all. So anyway, that's the cabinet, and that's the finished. Everything works good for me. I like it. That's how I did it. And if you have time, leave me a comment below as to what you think. Good, bad, no? Or would you like to do something like this on your Rockler table? It really adds to the table and gives you a lot of storage space underneath. So leave a comment. Don't forget to subscribe.